Good morning. 1:45 in the morning. Firing up. There's my chimney going. Here's what we're cooking today. Let's see this one. This one over here, we've got 4 whole briskets. And this one over here, we've got 2 whole briskets and then 4 pork butts underneath. So here's the patio barbecue smoker that I designed and Pits by JJ built, and you can see it's pretty small, or it looks pretty small, but we're going to fit all of this hopefully on 2 shelves, and we still got a 3rd shelf if we did want to add some more food. It may spill over 2 shelves, we'll see. But anyway, I've got my chimney of charcoal. I've got some wood right there, and it should be enough to get us all day. If not, then I've got a little bit of wood stacked up over here. So I'll shoot another short video once I get all the meat on, and then probably wait a couple hours before we get some good color on there. Thanks. Okay, so I just dumped the coals and added some wood, and I only wanted to show before I start putting meat on. As this thing comes up to temp, go around the doors right here. Now the smoke's coming up the top, but if I can get on the doors, there's really hardly any smoke at all coming out the door. So everyone that takes a look at this says, how come you didn't make it insulated? You can make it insulated, and I mean, it's all about insulated, but you know, there's really no smoke leak as it is. Not that that makes a big difference, but to a lot of people, here, I mean, you can barely see some coming out right there. I mean, almost nothing. You see it? So anyway, the majority of it's coming out the top. So when you have a smoker that's designed properly and built properly, you know, you don't have to depend on your gasket and everything. It's the intake and the exhaust is set up the way it's supposed to be, so it's pulling just fine. And like I said, just a tiny little puff right there, which is hardly nothing. Anyway, I just want to point that out. Thanks. Okay, it's been right at 30 minutes since I lit the chimney and got all the food on. One chimney, and there's only 1 log in there. We're almost up to 300. I got it kind of overshot my temperature because I knew a bunch of cold meat was going on. But again, you can look. I mean, there's no smoke leaking from the door. You know, my exhaust is pulling real nice. My air intake, you can't see, but it's just barely open. But you can see the flame in there. So, just to show, let's take a look. Capacity in here. So, down here, you see our fire. A couple logs, 1 charcoal, 1 shelf completely empty. This middle shelf has the 4 pork butts, 2 briskets. Top shelf has 4 briskets. I'll pull those out once they get some color, and they'll shrink a little bit too, making it easier to move. One thing I wanted to show for those who cater. So we've got these 2 bus tubs. I think they're $3.50 a piece from the restaurant supply store. And this is what I season my meats in. They're easy to wash. They're cheap in case they crack. But one thing I did this time, sometimes I'll put foil on top and put them in a garage refrigerator to keep them, you know, the smell's kind of strong with all the spices. This time I cut a kitchen trash bag in half, and I put the trash bag over like so, if you can see here. And then, so I put one down with all of the meat. I stacked the other one on top. The other top to the other side of the trash bag, put that on top, and they held just fine in the refrigerator without having to waste a bunch of foil. Another thing I wanted to mention for those who cater and cook often is you get really greasy all the time. There's a lot of things. So one thing that my father pointed out to me, here's a pot holder. They come 2 for 99 cents at the 99 cents only store. These are perfect because they're already dark colored, and so I started using those to pull the shelves in and out and to check the meat and all that. And they get too ugly or they get holes in them or something, just throw them away. You know, they're cheaper than those towels. They last, this one's at least over a year, and you know, they're kind of insulated. They're meant for holding hot things, so you can pull the shelves in and out without burning yourself. And anyway, I just wanted to share that, so thanks. Just a brief update. We've been on right at 2 hours. This food is. See, we settled in right where I like. See if we can get in there around 250. That's where I like to cook. And 0 leakage of smoke anywhere. Real nice smoke pulling, you can see. Open it up, see what we got. So how I set up my logs here, I don't know if you can see, but I got my coals in the very center, and I put a log on each side, and as it slowly burns, I kind of move it. Let me show you here. I got my long tongs. I'll move it as it starts to break, and I feed the side right there. I feed one on the side right there, and it just slowly burns. So anyway, we're getting some color, but I don't want the temp to drop too much, so. But that's it, just a quick update. Okay, we're gonna open this up, see what temperature we're at, see how the food looks. That's very good. Let's take a look. Looks like we're about ready to wrap. It doesn't feel right. Maybe a little more. No, I'm not there yet. Let's see the brisket. Yeah, maybe a little more. It's closer, but so put that back. Okay. The top. Looking good. So color looks good. We're gonna let it go a little longer, and we'll wrap them maybe 30 more minutes. Get it closed. Sorry. I'm gonna get everything cleaned up now that the sun's awake. Thanks. Okay, time to wrap, I think. We're gonna take a look. Some real nice bark going. Looks good. 4 12-pound briskets, or 3 12-pound and 1 13.5. And we got 4 pork butts and 2 briskets on this show. So we're looking pretty good. I'm gonna put the camera down and get to wrapping. So we're totally done. Let's look at our coals. They're gone. There's the wood we got left. A couple of pieces. And here's the last of what we got. Sausage. All the meat is off. I got a little bit right here. 2 briskets that are going to get sliced later at the party I'm going to. And everything else has been picked up. So thank you very much for watching. Again, if you're interested in this smoker, please contact Bits by JJ, or you're welcome to contact me. I can answer any questions about it. Again, this was my design. I took it to them and we built it. As you can see, it's a nice little cooker. Doesn't take up very much space, about 3 foot by 3 foot on the ground. You know, not real big, and does a great job. You know, so I'll pull out that ash pan, dump it once those coals cool, and scrape it down on the inside, and we're ready to go from tomorrow. Actually, I got a lot to cook tomorrow. Well, thanks again. See you later.